Hello, everyone. My name is Alavet J. King. So glad you could join me today. I'm very excited about today's topic. We're going to learn about intervention theory and methods by Chris Ayedis. Chris' work is very important, and because organization change can be extremely challenging in most organization, especially when one has to navigate through the process of performing a number of different tasks. For example, financing the project, getting buy-in. The barriers to change is extremely complex, and how you as a leader um, deal with conflict and dispute, I think is very important. And also in our own families, within our own environments, we also do face a lot of conflicts. And understanding intervention theory and methods can help you navigate through those challenging times that you have within your own setting. The criteria provided by Chris are very valuable for leaders when making decisions with group. As I stated earlier, probably with individuals, your own family, in solving problem, and particularly leading change. Um, it is particularly, I found that this concept is particularly effective for driving human-centric change. Today in the U.S. And mostly around the world, the opiate um, issue is a really big deal today, and within the healthcare domain area, and in the healthcare management area, intervention is used as a solution to be able to address those crises. Today's what's covered in today's presentation. One, we're going to learn a little bit about the author and who he is. I'm going to provide a definition of intervention, establish key assumption and underlying question. Um, the relevant actors in the process is going to be presented. So you get to understand that a little bit. And the reasons for wanting to intervene, I think this is very important because you just don't get up and solve disputes. You have to understand what are the reasons for wanting to be able to do that. The primary tasks of an intervener, there's three of those as suggested by Chris Ayedis. And a Venn diagram that brings it all together. And I thought this was very, it conceptualizes it. And I thought this was very, very important. And I'm going to present a concluding thought. This concluding thought is hitting in the text in Chris's work. And I thought it was very valuable because there's a lessons learned. And the discussion question that's going to be posted up this week is in this presentation. And then the references used. So let's learn a bit. Let's learn a bit about the author. Chris Ayedis was a Greek business theorist, professor emeritus at Harvard School, and he held the position of thought leader at Monitor Group. Monitor Group today is an affiliate of Deloitte Consulting. It specializes in providing strategic consultation services to senior executive leaders in major organizations and in governments around the world. And Chris was educated at a number of various institutions. So, what's the definition of intervention? Chris states to intervene is to enter into an ongoing system relationship to count between among persons, group, or objects for the purpose of helping them. And as I stated earlier, within our own environment, we may experience an issue, even between our own two children. Right, we may have children in our home, and there's conflict between them that you as the parent would have to solve. And in that process, there's decision making that occur. And I think that's very salient to the point of intervention. There's other thought concepts that are going to be introduced and that we're going to learn as we go through this presentation today. Choice, and I think choice is a really big deal when you talked about intervention. There's a key assumption that is implicit, but can be made explicit, and that is the client system exists independently of the intervener. I think this is very, very relevant to be able to understand. And the valuable rationale of this assumption is that a mediator or an intervener must to a certain degree be an outsider to the dispute in order to order the dynamics of the conflict, belief, or behavior. If you're not, then that can be an issue. And there's a pressing question that always need to be considered when you go to the process of innovating. What does it mean to innovate, and what sort of problem is treated in intervention action? So let's look at the relevant actor in the intervention process. The two of those. There's the client system and the innovator. So one helps the other. So the client system is a self-responsible unit, and that could be within your own environment. And it could be civil groups, labor unions, political action committee. And you as the innovator, it's responsible for helping them to solve that problem. And the innovator, as an actor, assists the client system to become more effective in their problem solving. But remember, they own that. And so you just there to make sure you guide them through the process to make sure things are flowing correctly and everything is working as it's supposed to work. And there's a question that you as an innovator must always consider is how you um, are helping the process. I think that's very key to be able to understand how you are helping the process move along. So, what are the reasons for wanting to innovate as suggested in the text? There's four of those that are listed, and it could be a number of different ones, right? Based on the literature. But helping clients make their own decision about the kind of help they need. I think that's extremely relevant. And you're going to see a lot of this, as I said earlier, when we talked about choice. And of course, and the clients to do what the innovator wishes them to do. And three, executives who invite innovator, interventionists into the system to manipulate subordinates for them. I think that's another one that I think is very valuable. And four, groups like trade union who, for many reasons, have resisted systematic research in their own bureaucratic functioning because they fear that valid information may lead to entrenched interest, particularly at the highest level. So these four reasons are very, very important. And again, as I stated earlier, there could be many more of these. So I suggested earlier there were three tasks of an innovator. So the first one is valid and useful information. So this is the foundation of intervention. So you, as an innovator, an individual has to be able to work with information that represents the entire system of the organization of the firm in your own environment, and these must be useful and actionable. So this is all about making sure that you have the right data. Um, that's a red flag. It's a caution, but you have to be very careful that you're leveraging information that is not one-sided, that it represents the view of just represent the view of a single group or single entity or individual, but can lead and that can lead to poor decisions and lack of commitment or trigger disengagement. Um, and a success factor is to take a system thinking approach. We learn a lot about Singe and system thinking and start from a high level abstraction to understand the entire picture, including influential factors. So, what is the second task of an innovator? This is free choice. This is relevant because there's just so many unknowns out there. For free choice to occur, a client must know what he or she wishes to do. Pay attention to this. Free choice is voluntary. It is not influenced. You have to consider that this is extremely relevant. Allow free choice by not transferring the choice for fear of failure or otherwise. You, as an innovator, must allow the client to have as much willingness and motivation to work on the problem or the dispute. The client must be able to make choices that are most central to their needs in order to make careful decisions. Um, on a note of caution, avoid making a choice on behalf of the actor. This can lead to disengagement or lack of engagement. A success factor here is the actor must have the power to make a choice that is free of consequence or reparation. The third task of an intervener is internal commitment, and this means the course of action or charge that has been internalized by each member, so that he or she, a team, a group, um, can experience a high level of ownership and feeling of responsibility about the decision they make. This is about allowing the actors to make choice that allow them to feel responsible and motivated to engage in the solution. This is more of intrinsic as opposed to extrinsic motivation. It means that the rep thought about this, they feel it, they understand it. And the note of caution: rely on coercion to gain compliance, but does not give power to actors to make their own choice. I think this is a mistake. Ownership and feeling responsibility is only valuable way to be able to gain internal commitment. And for on a positive note, understand and share the feeling concerns of individual. This is where empathy comes in about the choices or the decision they made, even though it's not what you as an individual wants. This is a Venn diagram that paints a really good picture of the relationship between the three intervention tasks. I think Fallon did a really good job at putting it all together here. Um, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here we have value and useful information, free and informed choice, and eternal commitment. And we have an intersection of all where all of those meet is what he called good intervention. There's a concluding thought that is in Chris' work in the text this week, the text in the reading for this presentation, and it's page 437. And that there are many individuals who do not ask for help because they do not know they need help or that help could be available to them. I think this is a very, very good takeaway. And I think there may also be an opportunity for future research and understanding why is this happening. This is a discussion question that's going to be posted, and I'm going to look forward to reading your responses later on this week. Yeah, the references used in this presentation today. I want to thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I look forward again to reading your posts. Thank you.